Hello, it's Becky with Bee Mom. We are going to read another story by Eric Carle. He read The Very Hungry Caterpillar. He wrote that one. What other one did we read? About the 10 ducks? And you'd have to look it up. But we're reading one called Pancakes. Pancakes. It's very interesting because we're going to learn how to make pancakes. You will see. Pancakes, Pancakes by Eric Carle. Krr, 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 crowed the rooster. Jack woke up and looked out the window and thought, I'd like to have a big pancake for breakfast. Jack's mother was already up and busy. Mother, said Jack, I'd like to have a big pancake for breakfast. I am busy and you will have to help me, she said. How can I help? Asked Jack. Well, we'll need some flour, she replied. Take a sickle, which is a big knife, and cut as much wheat as the donkey can carry and take it to the mill. The miller will grind it into flour. When Jack had cut enough wheat, he put it on the donkey's back and took it to the miller. So there's Jack with the sickle. See it in his hand? And he has it on the donkey. Can you grind this wheat for me? He asked. I need it for a big pancake. First, we must separate the grain from the chaff, said the miller. He gave Jack a flail and spread out the wheat onto the ground. The miller took another flail and began to beat the wheat with it. Jack helped with the threshing. Soon there was a big pile of straw and chaff and a small pile of grain. There's the miller's house. There they are working on it together. The miller poured the grain on the large flat stone. On top was a round millstone connected to the water wheel on the outside. The water wheel turned round and round, turning the millstone round and round too, to grind the grain into flour. And at last, the miller handed Jack a bag of flour. So, let me see if I can show you this. Okay, here is the water wheel, and it goes round and round. And see, this thing connects it to this mill wheel, and the grain is on here, and the mill wheel pushes on this and smushes it and grinds it into grain, and then see, goes down and becomes flour. When it's all done, the miller pulls out a bag of flour from the grain that Jack brought him, that they got from the threshing. So there you go, and that's how flour was made a long time ago. Now they have electronic things that do it. Here's the flour, shouted Jack. Let's make a pancake. But his mother said, well, now we need an egg. Jack went to the black hen and fed her some of the grain that had slipped into his pocket while he had been threshing. Cluck, cluck, said the black hen, and she went inside the hen house. And then she said, cluck, cluck, once more, and laid an egg. Aw, so Jack is sharing. And then she was, sorry. She was ready to lay an egg. Yay! Let's see what's next. Here's an egg, shouted Jack. Let's make a pancake. But his mother said, now we need some milk. Jack went to the spotted cow and began to milk her. Moo, said the spotted cow as the milk squirted into the pail. And there's Jack milking the cow, because that's where our milk comes from, is from cows. right. "Here's the milk," shouted Jack. "Let's make a pancake." But his mother said, "We'll need some butter." And so Jack got the butter churn and held it between his knees. And his mother scooped the cream from the top of the milk and put it into the butter churn. Because when you get fresh milk from a cow, you let it sit, and then the cream is lighter in a way than the milk. So it floats up to the top and floats all on top. And you can scrape it off. And that's what she did. And Jack pushed the churn handle up and down, up and down, up and down, and finally the cream turned into butter. He had to do it over and over. "Here's the butter," shouted Jack. "Let's make a pancake." And his mother said, "We'll need to build a fire." And so Jack went to the woodshed and brought some firewood. So here's Jack churning the butter. See? They put the cream in this part, and then Jack pumps it up and down. It's got things inside that move the cream and whip it up, kind of like if your mom made whipping cream with the beaters at home, except this does it in a big churn thing, so you get lots of butter. And then there's Jack getting wood for the fire. "Here's the firewood," shouted Jack. "Let's make a pancake." But his mother said, "Wouldn't you like something sweet on your pancake?" So Jack went down into the cool cellar and pulled a jar of strawberry jam from one of the shelves. See, his mama made that herself, so she stores it in a nice cool place in her basement. Lots of ways to get good food, isn't it? "Here's the strawberry jam," shouted Jack. "Let's make a pancake." And in the kitchen, Jack's mother had filled the table with the flour, the egg, the milk, the butter, and there was also a mixing bowl, a cup, a wooden spoon, a ladle, which is a scooper thing, a frying pan, a knife, a fork, a spoon, a plate, and a jar of strawberry jam. And here are all the things. The egg is in the bowl with the spoon. Here is the frying pan and the scooper. Here is the cup that they'll use to measure. Here is the flour that he got. Here is the milk. And then he made this butter. Here's the strawberry jam and his plate with his knife, fork, and spoon. That is all what they will need. His mother's teaching him good stuff here. And his mother said, "Put a cupful of flour into the bowl. Now break an egg into the flour and stir." Pour a cupful of milk over the flour and eggs and stir again until the batter is all smooth and without any lumps. Jack's mother heated the frying pan over the fire and added a piece of butter, and the butter melted fast. Then Jack said, "Now pour a ladle full of batter into the hot pan." So here is it with the butter going in, and there is the pancake going into the pan. After a minute or two, she looked on the underside of the pancake. It was golden brown. "Now watch," she said, "and I'll turn the pancake over. Ready?" "Ready," shouted Jack. "Flip," said his mother. Up went the pancake, up and over and right back into the pan. In another minute or two, the pancake was crisp on the other side as well. So there they are, and she flipped it. She's good at this. I have to use a spatula for mine. I bet your mama might too. Some of them might not. Some of them might not. Then she slipped the pancake from the frying pan onto a plate and spread some jam on it. And now Jack, his mother, started to say, but Jack said, "Oh, Mama, I know what to do now." And there he is, eating his yummy pancake that his mom made. That's a lot of hard work for Pancake. But isn't that interesting? That's how we get our food when you go to the grocery store. Somebody got that grain and ground it up and put it into bags and sold it at the grocery store. And then somebody else got their chickens and got a bunch of eggs and put them in those cartons. And then they pulled that at the grocery store. Somebody else milked their cows and then pulled the cream off the top and churned it to make butter and put the rest in bottles so you could buy it at the store. See? And that is our story for today. Thank you, boys and girls. Tell your moms and dads if they like it. They can subscribe. If you like hearing the stories, then you can click the bell because that will tell you when I put a new story up. And if it's fun, click that like button. If you liked this kind of a story or you liked this author, you click that like button. Your moms and dads can do that for you. And on the other videos for grown-ups, they can put comments or put names of books that they might like me to read to you guys. So that'd be fun.